So today's critique examines a promotional script for the Moringa Magic supplement that targets audience fatigue and drives traffic to an official website. But right off the bat, the script relies way too heavily on generalized claims of nutrient density without anchoring the product to any specific differentiated scientific evidence.
Right, yeah. The core issue there is that the text explicitly promises, biology, not hype. But then the actual evidence provided just completely undercuts that.
It totally undercuts it.
Exactly. Mentioning generic vitamins and minerals, antioxidants, basic quality control, that fails to distinguish this product from literally any standard $5 over-the-counter multivitamin. Modern audiences just have absolute ad blindness to those buzzwords.
Yeah, I agree we need the science, but I'm a little worried about the pacing here. Like, if we start listing, cell receptors and manufacturing specs, won't we just lose that emotional momentum they've built up with the fatigue angle?
Well, you don't need a whole medical lecture.
Right.
You really just need one or two razor-sharp, scientifically specific phrases. So the fix is to elevate those biological claims by replacing the generic manufacturing statements with unique product-specific differentiators that build authentic credibility.
Okay, so when you explain the actual mechanism of how a product works, you're anchoring that emotional momentum to a concrete reality.
Yes, exactly. Take their manufacturing line, for example.
The quality control one.
Yeah. Instead of just stating it is made in facilities with quality control, they could specify a detail like, cold press to preserve 95% of active antioxidants.
Oh, I like that. Or they could highlight a specific compound unique to the Moringa oleae for a plant that actively combats brain fog.
Right. Give them an actual reason why this specific plant works differently in their bloodstream than just a standard cup of coffee.
Definitely. But once you've injected that specific science to build trust, you really have to be careful not to throw that credibility away at the finish line, which actually brings us to the second major issue.
Oh, the ending.
Yeah, the sudden transition from an empathetic health discussion to a high-pressure sales pitch completely undermines the script's initial promise of authenticity.
The tonal whiplash here is just undeniable. The opening establishes this consultative, safe environment by explicitly stating this is not a sales pitch.
Right, they literally say that up front.
Yeah, but then the conclusion leans heavily into these aggressive infomercial tropes, like there's one catch and not sold on Amazon or don't overthink. That instantly triggers audience skepticism because you're basically breaking the psychological contract you just made with them.
It genuinely feels like sitting down with a friendly therapist who deeply understands your exhaustion, and then halfway through a major emotional breakthrough, they suddenly pull out a credit card reader and say, "Act now!"
Yeah, that completely shatters the illusion of care. So to fix this, the suggestion is to align the closing call to action with the empathetic opening. You do that by framing the next step as an educational, empowering choice, rather than an urgent demand.
So instead of relying on high-pressure phrases like, "Don't wait, don't overthink, click the link," the writer should use a much softer trust-building directive.
Exactly.
Something like, "Examine the ingredient transparency for yourself on our official site."
Or even, see the full biological breakdown of how Moringa interacts with your cells via the link below. It keeps the listener in the driver's seat and respects their intelligence, which proves the consultative tone wasn't just a cheap trick.
Great point. So, to wrap up this critique, the piece successfully hooks the audience's pain points, but it requires stronger, specific evidence and a more consistent tone to fully convert a skeptical audience.
Right.
Swap out the generic quality claims for unique product differentiators and soften the aggressive sales language at the end to match the empathy established in the opening.
We would really love to see how this script evolves. Please revise the material and submit it back in for another round of feedback.